Hi Stamping friends, it's Sherry Parker coming to you live at 5 o'clock early on Wednesday, October 30th. Tomorrow's Halloween, I can't even believe it. Thank you for joining me. If you can, a little bit early. This is unusual, I know, to come on at 5. I have to go to the airport this evening, so wanted to hop on here and show you a couple quick projects. And so I'm not sure if anyone will be able to join or not, but you can always watch it on replay if you can't. So I know people are getting off work and it can be busy. So, but if you are able to join me, let me know you're here, and we'll have fun tonight. I've got a couple quick little out of the box ideas for you. Tomorrow's Halloween, so nothing like last minute ideas. That's kind of how I roll sometimes. But before we get started, a couple things I wanted to mention. Of course, the Stampin' Up! Joining special. Hey Cheryl, thanks for joining. If you are interested in becoming a demonstrator, until tomorrow, you can join Stampin' Up! For $99. It's normally $155, so it's a great value. Of course, one more day, but obviously, I'd love to have you join my team. So many great things about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, whether you're a hobby demonstrator or have it as a business. Lots of different ways you can enjoy that. So let me know. One more day, but certainly wanted to mention that. And of course, the kit sale is going on through tomorrow as well. So 30% off Stampin' Up! Kits. You can order them online. They're great, super portable. You can take them places. Just a really, really good way to make fun projects, really cute and easily. So wanted to mention those things, and then we'll go ahead and get started. But before I actually make the projects, I'm going to draw the winners from last week's cards, because as you know, if you comment on or share my Facebook Live videos, I always give away the projects. And it's been a really busy week. Bill's mom passed away this last week, so it's been a little bit busy. I didn't get around to drawing winners of our cards, but I want to go ahead and do that tonight. And we'll do that first, and then I'll show you our fun projects. So thank you again for joining, and I'm going to turn my camera around. Okay, if you remember, a week ago we made these two fun fold cards. This one, which I love because it has a little gift card holder. I just stuck one of the die cuts in there, but you would obviously send that with a gift card. And then this one here, which is just a card. So let's draw our winners based on everyone who commented on or shared last week. The first, I've just got all the names in this little glass. Marion Henrik, so you will receive this card here. I will mail that to you. And then the second card, we will draw a name, and that is Karen Beck. So I will mail that to you. Thank you again, anyone who commented or shared my video. I do appreciate you. It's always fun to share the creativity, so thank you so, so much. So Karen and Marion, those will be on their way to you. Tonight we're going to do something a little different. You might recognize this. We have in the past for different Facebook Lives and Stamp Camp and different things, we've used this really cool Snowy Scenes Sweet bundle, the whole enchilada. So this paper is awesome. I made this card on a Facebook Live a few weeks ago where we just took the dies and we cut around the paper, and how simple is that for a card? And then at Stamp Camp last week, we made this card. It's a different stamp set. It's so cute with those snowmen melting in the snow globe, but it's the same dies. So really, really cute. Great stamp set and die cut set. Tonight we're going to use it in a little bit of a different way. So again, here's the bundle and the die cuts and stamp set. But tonight we're going to use a few of the die cuts. We aren't even stamping, if you can believe it. So, all right, so these are the 5 dies that we're using tonight. And I did a lot of the pre-work because, like I said, I have to go to the airport, so I just thought I'd hop on here quickly. But for the first thing we're going to make, we're taking this snow globe shape here, so it's round with a flat edge, and I cut out an orange and a yellow, okay? And what we're going to do is make a pumpkin out of that. So how you do that is you use some of these other die cuts. So if you look at the stamp set, you'll see that these are like little mountains. There's a small one and a large one, but we're going to use it and create a little face. So you can position them as you run it through your die cut machine for the eyes, the nose, and then for the mouth, I used, there's a couple of these little stars that are die cuts, and so I ran it through 3 times. I started with the center, I ran it through, and then I did one on either side, and it makes a little mouth. And that's so easy and cute. And then for the background, just going to glue it on top of a yellow piece like that. So really simple to do. And we'll make our jack-o'-lantern. For the stem, I cut out the larger triangle, the larger mountain, and we'll position it upside down and then make our stem. So easy, right? Yes, this is creative, Cheryl, and I cannot take credit for it because I actually saw this somewhere and I thought, oh, how cute is that? And very simple, and I'm always looking for different ways of using things that I already have, so this was a really cute idea. I just tied a bow with some twine here, and I'm going to put that on my jack-o'-lantern, and I'm going to set him aside. So there's our first out of the box. We used our snow globe to create a jack-o'-lantern. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a candy corn. So you cut your triangles out, right? So you're going to have a bunch of orange triangles. Well, if you go ahead and run your same die cut through yellow and white, you've got everything you need for candy corn. I personally love candy corn, so I love this. I know there's always a bit of a debate about candy corn. So are you a candy corn person or not? I am. So I was pretty excited about this. So I just cut my yellow one. I'm going to put that at the base, a little bit of glue there. And then for the top piece, I will cut off on my white triangle some of the white for the top. And then I just set it on top and glue it. So, and just like that, you've got a piece of candy corn. Of course, I'm like all thumbs here, but you get the idea. So we'll set all these aside to let them dry. And then we'll go ahead and I'll show you another fun thing you can make. And this time we'll use the other snow globe die. It's the more elongated one. And what I did with this one is I ran it through the white cardstock, and I'm going to make a ghost out of that. So that's what it looks like when you run it through the die cut. And then I'm going to do a wave, just freehand it with scissors, and then I've got my ghost. So there's the body of the ghost, and to make the eyes, I am simply going to use, I used a 1/4 inch hole punch, and I put it on some of my glue dots, and I'm going to make 2 eyes and a mouth like that, and then you've got a ghost. So, hey Joyce, thank you for joining. So I made 3 little things here in just a couple minutes because I'm usually last minute, and tomorrow I'm gonna want to give little things to my grandkids. So this was a really simple, fast, and cute way to make something fun for them. So what I'm gonna do next is I'll show you what to do with these. Of course, you could make anything you wanted out of them. For my ghost, I'm going to put him on a tag or a bag of candy. So here's what I have, a bag of M&Ms. Our grandson Reese loves M&Ms. So a big bag of M&Ms, and then I've got a little ghost tag. So I've got the ghost and a couple of the candy corns on there. And what I'm gonna do here is put my ghost on here with a Stampin' Dimensional, like that. And then I'll position, I made some other candy corn in addition to the big one. I've got some small ones, And I'm going to put those on with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals too. So I'll position the one I just made, and then I have a couple little ones that I made too. So put that like that. And then for the final touch, I'm going to use ribbon. And I didn't have any orange ribbon, so I thought I would take some of our really cute check ribbons, the large check ribbon, and then use our blend. I've done this before too. So this is the pumpkin pie, the lighter one. And you can real easily just quickly color and make any ribbon the color you want. So I'll just go across the ribbon like this. These are alcohol-based ribbons, or I'm sorry, markers. So they do tend to go through, which is great for ribbon. But if you see any spots where it didn't go through, you can always just turn it over and color. So now you've got orange and black checked ribbon. And so I'll use this for the tag here and thumb it through like this. And then you can tie it on to whatever you want. So in this case, I'm just tying it on to a little bag of candy. Very simple to do. So that's the first thing I'm going to make. And then the second thing is I'm going to make with my pumpkin a little treat bag. And what I did with this is I have some of that wonderful Halloween Spells Designer Series paper. You might remember this. I've used this before, but I'm down to like just a couple sheets, really down to about nothing. And so the piece I picked, this is 6 by 12, double-sided. So I'm going to make the black be the side that shows. And I have tear tape along each, the long side and the short side. And then for the base of it, I've got a 4 by 4 square of basic black cardstock. And I've scored it at 3/4 inch on all 4 sides. And then I even trimmed just to the intersection of those scores on each of the sides. And so that's going to be folded up to a box. Then there's a little piece of tear tape. So then as you assemble your box, you just kind of go around each side like this and fold. Didn't score that one super great, but you get the idea. So you're making the base of your bag. It's a really simple way. You can make any kind of box this way, honestly. Looks like I forgot to score one of the sides, but that's okay. So there's the base of my bag. And then I'm going to peel off these strips of my tear tape. And then all we do is we just take this and kind of roll it along the side. So I just kind of go along the edge, and I'm just creating my bag like that. And then what you can do next, and sorry if it's kind of loud on the camera, but you're basically just going to kind of fold in your sides. I don't want it to be obnoxiously loud, but I just fold it in like a milk carton kind of. And then I will punch 2 holes at the top and tie it. I did the same thing with the check ribbon. I colored it orange, pumpkin pie. And of course, you're going to want to fill it with candy first. So I'll need to fill these with candy for my grandkids so they enjoy. Tie a bow, and then we'll decorate it with the pumpkin face on the front, the one we made earlier. And again, you can use a couple of the Stampin' Dimensionals. And just put it on the front like that. And if you wanted, you could even put another little piece of candy corn. I have one more over here that I made earlier. And maybe I'll set that on the front as well. So very simple. Hey, Donna, thanks. So there you go. You got a little bag. And then I made another one with the reverse side so you can see with the purple and the black. Which one do you like better? I'm not sure. I think I like the black better. I don't know. Anyway, I go back and forth, so let me know which one you like better. So I've got our little treat bag, and then we have our tag. Whoops, got an extra tag for candy. And then you might remember, and I do love to do things, think of multiple ways of using the same supplies. That's why I love using the dies in a totally different way. But you might remember a few weeks ago, I showed you how to make a pumpkin out of the Build-A-Bee punch. So you just simply punch this shape 3 times and then you adhere them together and you can make a pumpkin. So we made this one at Stamp Club last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. But so we made a shorter bag here, and this one is actually 4 inches tall versus the 6 inches tall. So you can kind of see the difference. But I thought it'd be fun to have a larger one. You could put, you know, candy bars and things like that in there. So there you go. Trying to think outside of the box. Why not, right? Well, that's all I've got for you tonight. Again, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a safe and happy Halloween. And I would love to give these projects away. Of course, I do give these projects away if you comment on or share the video. It might be after Halloween by the time I get them to you, but I will share them with you, and you can always use them late or next year. So thank you again for joining me. Have a wonderful Halloween and a safe trick-or-treat night. And we'll talk to you soon. I got my dog right here, so take care. Bye.